What's up, guys? It's your girl, Xana.
And Dax, and you're listening to
Low and a 4.0. My booty.
My booty.
Oh my gosh.
It is A-okay.
Every goddamn day there's some sort of an issue when we try to record this damn podcast.
Oh goodness. You know what? It's just a learning factor. We got it figured out, and now we're here.
Yeah. So,
welcome,
what's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast where we
don't give a shit because we're blowing a 4.0.
Heyo.
Heyo.
I always say that. I feel like I always say heyo every time you say that.
I know, and then I always copy you for some reason.
Nah.
Alright, so welcome back
Spin.
to another day, another podcast, another story.
Ooh.
So yeah, what's he doing? Oh, first off, before we get started into everything, congratulations on our winner! Winner, chicken dinner!
Anything is possible!
Anything is possible! She has, for all of our video watchers, she has received one of our wine glasses, or she is receiving one of our wine glasses. This is just one of the designs that we are making. There is another one, but yes. So she's going to be receiving one of those. Her name is Desi.
Congratulations, Desi.
So we will be sending that off to her. Are we ready to get started? Do we have any other updates?
My life was a mess.
That's pretty much it.
Good.
I have been
So
crying
happy.
all week.
We have
It's
been a
good.
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are actually also going to be doing something a little bit different. So we're going to say the quote of the day, and then I also, oh shit, I forgot to grab my journal.
I do this every single time.
I know, I write notes in it, and then I just don't grab it. Let me just do it right now.
Your second is up.
Did you sing for them?
No, I did not. I did actually.
Oh, you did? I was like, I'm going to listen to the recording anyways. I'm the one who has to edit it. Okay, so we are going to be including now, we have 3 little questions that you're going to get to know us prior to our topic of the day or post our topic of the day. It just depends on when we want to do them. And we have a little game. So
We also do this on Stereo, by the way. If you guys aren't following us on Stereo, go do it. We go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Usually around like 8 p.m.
Yeah. That's usually when my workouts are done. So come and follow us on there and listen to us there because we do them, like she said, every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. They are live, and if you want us to answer some questions or talk about some topics, we do either one question per on each night or one topic. It's about 30-45 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also,
That's it.
the stories that do not make it into the podcast on Spotify and Apple and YouTube are going into our Patreon. Links will be down below. If you want to come and support us, you'll get live Q&As. I think it's just live Q&As for right now, and access to extra content and access to the videos and the audios early, one day earlier. So go ahead and join us, support us. It goes to all of our merchandise that we are sending out for free. So if you want other things,
Coming straight out of our pockets.
But yes, so we love what we do, and we're doing this for you. Let's get into the game before we do our quote of the day. Are you ready, Anna?
No, I'm not. But yes.
The game. This is our 3 scenarios of what would you do. Okay. Scenario number 1. There is a building on fire. All of your exes are inside.
Oh, God.
You can only save one of them. Who is it, And why are you saving them?
I'm gonna watch the building burn. And walk away.
Oh.
That's what I'm gonna do.
She's like, I have too much anxiety. I'm done.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Why would you save any of them? What about that one that like texted you whenever we released our podcast and was like, I'm so proud of you?
Oh, the one that broke up with me over text. Yeah.
Never mind. Let's rethink that.
Yeah, I don't.
I tried, buddy.
I don't know. I mean, I talked, or still talk to some of my exes, but like not enough for me to save them out of a burning building.
You know, kudos to her because I don't talk to any of my exes. That just ain't a thing for me.
Just a very caring person.
Yeah, me on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, I care about you. Don't want to know what you're up to. Don't really care.
See ya.
See ya. Bye. We broke up for a reason. Doesn't mean you need to be.
Like, that's what I say all the damn time.
Yeah.
Do you want your question now?
Oh, we're going back and forth. Yeah. Did you make questions? I kind of sprung this on her, so I don't know.
You did, and then she was like, I just gotta write my last question. I'm like, I gotta write 3 still.
I was honestly going to spring this on you and then, say, okay, well, next Saturday you can, like, ask me questions. But yeah, go for it. I'm ready.
We can do it that way.
Okay, then we're putting Anna in the spotlight today because my story is a little bit longer. So yeah. It's gonna be great.
Sounds so great. Can't wait.
Are we doing a
Would you save any of your exes from a burning building, by the way?
Yes, but only because I think one of them has like really good potential, and I think he can do something with his life.
I mean, I'm not saying my exes don't have potential. I just wouldn't.
Honestly,
save them out of a burning building. Sorry if you guys are listening.
I mean,
just wouldn't do it.
I don't even have exes. I just have people who I dated. So once again, that would be no one. I'd save the cat. I'm taking the dog, dumbass.
Yes! I love that movie.
Okay, numero dos. I was making sure, because when I write these down, the questions are really long, so I was just rereading it to make sure I didn't have to add anything in. Okay, there is one day you have to relive for the rest of your life. What would it be? And I guess I can ask these now. Would you change anything about that day? If you would change anything about that day, why? And what would you change?
But I have to relive this day every single day.
Yes. For the rest of your life.
Dang it. I would probably say, oh my goodness. Oh my Lantis.
I know, right? I thought of this and I was like, you know, honestly, the day that I would relive hasn't even come yet. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking like back in the past, like thinking about times when I was with my whole family at one time, with like family members who are still alive. But like I was like an infant then, not like an infant, but I was like single digits. I think I was like 8.
Yeah,
maybe 6.
Oh my god.
Or I was thinking like maybe my brother's wedding, because like the wedding was pretty bomb. And we had family here from Poland and Germany. But at the same time, both of those times you weren't in my life. So
I know.
I don't think the day that I would want to relive has come yet.
I don't think so either. For me, I was thinking about this. I was like, honestly, I would take the answer as it hasn't come yet.
Yeah. Because like I was thinking about it, but like those have already happened.
Yeah, and like
want to relive
I
them.
wouldn't change some of the stuff that happened to me I would change, but like there's no day that I would want to relive that was like significant enough for me to do it over and over and over and over again.
No.
I would definitely, if I had to choose a day, I would definitely change something in that day. Like every single day I would do something different because I knew tomorrow it would like reset. I was just watching.
I don't have a day.
What is the show called? It's on Amazon Prime Video, and I was just watching the movie. It's like
Groundhog Day?
The little things. No, it's new.
Oh, never mind.
They talk about Groundhog Day in that movie, but it's like the little things on the map or like something like that. And it's really cute. It's like a little love story too, but there's two people who keep reliving the same day over and over again, and they can't figure out why.
That's kind of like Before I Fall.
Yeah.
She like relives the day that she dies over and over again.
But I've always thought of that because I'm like, okay, well, there's a meaning, at least in the movies, there's a meaning as to why you're reliving this day.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they do things different all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, in Before I Fall, she like acts out one day, and then the next day she's like all lovey-dovey. The next day she like skips school, like all that crap.
Yeah.
So I would definitely change something about the day if I had to choose, but there's not a day yet that's come.
Yeah, I second that.
Okay. So.
Sorry, this one, guys.
Okay, so this one
Excuse me.
kind of pertains to the quote that we're having today. Okay.
Ooh.
If you had the chance to see what happens after death, would you take it? The cost, keep in mind, would be that you have to kill off someone that you love. Did not say a family member, just someone that you love.
But I love people. I'm not a killer.
I mean, I thought of this one pretty deep too.
No, because if I love you, you mean like a pretty big deal in my life, and I wouldn't want anyone that I love to die. So probably not. Curiosity killed the cat, so I don't think so.
My answer, you ready for this? If you were already dying and I got that chance,
You just kill him.
I would say, see you on the other side. Tell me what happens.
Jeez.
Like, if you were literally, like, that day you were going to die and I got this wish or whatever, I'd be like, you know what? It's not like she's not going to die or he's not going to die. Like, it's their time to go. I just want to see what happens after they go.
I'll figure
That's
out
the
what happens
only
when I
time I would, like, kill someone off.
die. You're already on your deathbed. Might as
You're
well kill
already,
you faster.
exactly. You're already there. I might as well watch you die and, like, that sounds so bad. I might as well watch you pass on and see what happens next because of my curiosity. It always kills me. My curiosity always kills me.
Curiosity killed the cat, bro.
Yeah, well, cats have 9 lives, so I'm good.
They have 9 lives.
All right, so now that we have those 3 questions, the quote of the day and into our stories. So, quote of the day. Talks about the afterlife, obviously. The afterlife is whatever a soul wishes or believes it to be. By Amy Carter. You always say that after a thing. You go,
Because it makes me think.
What are you thinking? Tell us
Good
what's on your mind.
Well, I heard from the grapevine himself. Just kidding. That that when you die, you don't actually like you go to a place that makes you happy, and it's filled with loved ones. That's what I heard. So like your happy place, that's where you go.
Yeah.
So like say your bedroom is your happy place, you go to your bedroom.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what I heard. I don't know. I've never died, so I don't know.
Well, it comes back to that question. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, I've always believed that you do go somewhere. Like, I was raised Christian. I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. Like, my family is literally across the board, a Christian. So, I was raised in different churches and learning different meanings and such, but it was always you go either to hell or you go to heaven, and sometimes they would mention like the in-between of like the souls who are lost or whatnot, but it wasn't until, I mean, I had a lot of like spiritual, I guess, because I call them spirits, I don't call them ghosts. I've had a lot of interactions with them, but recently, this is what we talked on stereo about a little bit, but I was talking to my mom the other day, and recently she was telling me how she doesn't believe there's like an in-between. Like there's not a veil that like you get stuck in because you just like can't decide or like can't find the light or whatever. And
yeah,
so
we were talking about some cereal.
And so that got me thinking, and I just don't know what happens afterwards, and I don't know if these spirits or whatever you want to call them, ghosts that we interact with on a daily basis, or that some people see or, you know, run into, or like they have like a demon attached to them or whatever, if they're actually angels or if they're stuck here or if they're a demon.
Yeah.
You know? It always like plays with my mind because I'm like, yes, there has to be something here because there's no way that like the wind can knock on the fucking wall 20 times. There's no way.
No.
But I also
there's a tree there.
That's true. Or a squirrel.
Squirrel.
But I also don't know if it's like an angel coming down or like your guardian spirit or whatever it is and being like, hey, like I'm trying to get your attention, whatever you're doing, don't do it. Or a demon trying to play tricks on you. Like I just don't know anymore.
Last week my coworker, my overnight worker, I guess you could say, she guys, keep in mind, this is 5 a.m., okay?
Oh my
I've been
God.
up for maybe less than an hour. Okay. Sitting in the back, I'm doing...
She's not a morning person, let's just put it that way.
No, I am. I am a morning person, but,
Patreon.
love her to bits, you know? I love her to bits.
Patreon. Patreon.
She just gets under my skin sometimes.
Patreon.
But anyway, so I was in the back, and I am doing my computer work, I'm doing my COVID paperwork, you know, keeping up on date or up to date with everything. And she comes up to me and she's like, if you hear any voices, just ignore them. And I was like, excuse me?
What?
She's like, yeah, I just heard someone say hello out front and there was no one there. And I was like, oh, okay. And she walked away. And I was like, you're just gonna leave me here alone?
What?
By myself with the ghosts? So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Oh goodness.
The place where I work is haunted. 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have talked about it. Minghua. Tell us about Minghua.
Oh, Minghua? Okay, last year around this time actually.
Yeah.
Or maybe just before COVID started?
It was before. It
Might
was
have been
like
just before
January.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so just before COVID,
because we were still
when
friends with
my
Emily.
regulars came, true. Anyways, so one of my regulars came in to the store and he was like, hey, listen, like, there's a really creepy statue out there. And I was like, what? So I went outside to investigate. And there's this creepy, like, Asian warrior
I'll pop it up on the screen.
outside. And I was like, where did that come from? He's like, I don't know. He's just chilling. He's really creepy. And I'm like, I did not see him when I came into the store. Like, he wasn't there. And
dude, that's even creepier. Because how long were you there before the guy walked in?
Maybe like an hour, because he got there just like after 6.
And, okay, this is, just to think about this is a stone, like, silhouette, statue thing. Yeah. It's not like let me throw this freaking journal in the fucking street and leave it there.
Yeah.
No, you've got to have,
He was there for
20
about
people.
2 months. No, he was there for like almost a month.
Yeah, a month. And then he just randomly fucking disappeared.
He disappeared and he never came back. We all miss Minghua. I didn't name him, by the way. My manager named him Minghua. But
I don't think we
he
missed
just came
Minghua.
and disappeared.
Didn't shit happen?
I mean, he was an Asian warrior. Maybe he was protecting us.
Who knows? But Jesus, that was just like 1 second you walk in, there's nothing there, and then the next second it's just like, poof, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really creepy.
Yeah, that's like with my bark bark non-girl.
Yeah.
I don't
I like
like
how that's what you call it.
I don't like to say the name. I don't like when I say his name, kind of like with Corey Shear when he goes when you say the name
The
of
shadow
his whenever you say the name, it like draws it back to you. And I believe that. I believe that if you like speak it into existence, it's coming for you. No matter what it is. If you speak into existence that you're going to become a YouTuber, if you work hard enough, it's coming for you. So I believe the exact same thing, especially since it was a demon and it was attached.
Is it? But I think it's still attached to him, is it not?
Yeah, because I don't think he wanted to get rid of it. I think he just wanted to, like, no. Yeah. So, I've had a few experiences. Should we start with... Let me start with the old guy in the attic. Because he was... I don't know his name, but he was... He was nice, though.
They always are.
Yeah, so... We're going to start with the old guy in the attic because he ties in with the bark non-female. If you can put two and two together, then you know what
I would say it, but I don't want to.
I don't want to
say it.
I don't want to either.
She doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to say it. I don't... Like, even just talking about that story still, like, shakes me to my core.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's start with the man in the attic. I lived with my ex-stepmom. Her name is Karen. And we lived in a house, and it was me and my two siblings and her. And we lived there for years, and I would always hear, like, rustling in the attic above my bed. Our attic crawl space, like the access to the attic is in the bathroom, just FYI for future reference. It is in the shower, like you open it and it, I don't know why they put it in the bathroom. I didn't build the house, it's an older house, like whatever. But where my room was right across from the bathroom, and that's like part of the attic. And so I would always hear like rustling in like one corner. And I would always think, oh, it's the tree, right? I would never check it. I would think, oh, it's the tree, it's squirrels, it's like the raccoon, like whatever. It doesn't bother me. But then it started rustling over, like scratching in like where the opposite corner is. And that's where my closet was. And this was inside the house. So there was no like tree. And I remember one night being like, okay, what the hell is that? Because that doesn't sound like a raccoon. It doesn't sound like a squirrel. Like, it's just, like, straight up scratching. And I was like, okay, I don't fucking know. And so it would, like, scratch on one corner and then scratch on the other and then scratch on one corner. And it, like, kept happening over the years. And I finally, like, went outside to check. And I was like, okay, well, the tree isn't even covering where it's scratching at. And I hear squirrels run on our roof all the fucking time, and it does not sound like that. We don't have raccoons. We have possums. Possums. But they eat our trash can, and our trash is, like, in the back on the opposite side of the house. I was like, okay. I was like, whatever. I'm just not going to pay attention of it. And then we got a new trash can. And the trash can is automatic, and you would swipe your hand and it would open. So like any movement in front of it, it would open. Okay, but there had to be movement. And the trash can faced a wall, a blank wall. And at night, if I was sitting in the living room, like watching TV, it would just open and close, open and close, open, close, open, close, open, close. And I finally had enough. And I was sitting there one night with Maddie, and we were trying to figure it out. And I remember asking her, I was like, is it like a shadow from the TV or whatever? And she was like, no, because we turned it off and it kept happening. And we were like, what the hell is going on? And then we started hearing things in the attic again. And so I started talking to it.
Of course.
I said...
Because any normal, sane person would do that. Yes.
I know, I sound crazy, right?
I would pack my bags and bless the house and leave.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like a bad... It didn't feel bad. And that was the time when I was, like, getting into my medium, and she was, like, teaching me things, and she was like, you need to trust your intuition, and, like, doing all that stuff. So it didn't feel bad. He just wanted attention.
Right.
And so...
Get attention from someone else.
You know what? It's fine. So, anyways, whenever... Thing of the story is that whenever Maddie and I, or me just by myself, would watch TV, the trash can would always open and close, like just by itself, just open, close, open, close, open, close. And I finally turned around.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, because she was on FaceTime one time, and all you hear is,
And I was like, what is wrong with your trash can?
Yeah, and I was like,
and she's like, I was just a ghost, and I was like, I was just a ghost. Okay.
I sound like a crazy person, right? But I finally turned around, and I was like, look, if you want to watch TV with us, come and sit down. But if not, please stop messing with our trash can and go back upstairs, do whatever you want, I don't care, but stop freaking opening the trash can. It's very annoying. And it stopped.
She told him.
Like, it just straight
up
up
and he walked away.
Stopped. And so after that, there would be like noises, and I would say like, hi, like, how are you? Like, if you want to come watch TV, I'm watching TV tonight, like, you can. Like, I know you're here. Like, just recognizing it, and the noises would stop.
Wish back.
He just wanted to know. Well, I went to my medium. I found out there's an old guy who, the old spirit, lives upstairs in our attic, and he rocks on the rocking chair, and that's why there's always this creaky noise in my bedroom.
I hate rocking chairs for that reason.
Yep.
My best friend had a rocking chair in her basement, and her basement, like at her parents' house, her parents' house basement is like probably the creepiest thing ever. I hate being down there by myself.
I don't like basements.
Lights off, no thank you.
No, thank you.
And she used to have a rocking chair, and she said that sometimes it would rock back and forth, and she said it was her no-no, and I was like, nope, no, no thank you.
Oh my
God. No thank you, no.
No thank you, no.
But yeah, no, that basement's just really creepy. Like, that house in general is just really creepy. There's just bad vibes in that house, but yeah, it's just not.
Yeah,
nope.
That was the second.
It's only good when you're drunk.
Huh?
It's only good when it's drunk, because you don't really pay attention to those things when you're drunk.
I do. It like heightens it for
Really?
me. Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know what it is. But that's the second elderly guy or elderly spirit that I've come across with a rock.
If you guys listen to her stereo, you might have already heard the story, but my sister, couple years back,
dude, this gives me
more
chills.
than a couple years. This is like 6-7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If not a little bit more than that. Her and I used to share a room. We're in the same building as this one, except the one behind, because this one has 2 different buildings. We lived in the same apartment, 401, same complex, just a different building, whatever, right? Her and I shared a room. So when you would walk into the room, right to your left would be my bed. Right in front of you would be a dresser, and behind the dresser you would have my sister's bed. My sister woke up one night, out of the blue, woke up, and there was a dark figure standing next to the dresser and watching me sleep. The ghost then turned around, looked at her, and disappeared behind the dresser. And we were talking so my sister and I didn't mention this in stereo, but my sister and I constantly would always tell our mom that we felt like something was watching us from the closet.
Dude.
Like, it was a constant feeling. Like, I hated it. I was like, there's something watching us from the, like, I feel like something's watching me in this room. Mom's like, it's all those horror movies you guys watch. I'm like, I don't watch horror movies, so it's definitely not that. Right. And at that time, I wasn't watching Sam and Colby and, like, their ghost investigations, because, you know, they weren't on YouTube at that time doing that shit. So, yeah, so we told her about it, and she was like, well, maybe it's my dad, because her dad passed away. And she's like, maybe you guys just pray, and he's probably just asking for forgiveness because he was an awful human being. And so he's probably just seeking forgiveness so that he can now go into the afterlife and, like, live his life. So, you know, we had to think about it, because we're like, he was an awful person. He didn't want to get to know us, his grandchildren. So we're like, we'll do it. My sister, she's a sneaky one. I forgave him, okay? At the time, I was dating a guy. Shortly after him and I broke up, then Eva confessed to me and said the only way she would forgive our grandfather was if he got rid of my boyfriend.
Oh my god.
And a couple days after that, he and I broke up.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And then he never came back. And the feeling in our room of being watched disappeared.
See, that comes back to the question of, like, are they here because they're actually lost? Like, are they trying to seek forgiveness? Or, like, whenever they passed on, God was like, okay, you were a shitty person. Like, if you want to come to heaven, I'll give you this amount of time to, like, right the wrongs.
Maybe.
And
maybe they had unfinished business.
Yeah, the whole unfinished business stuff.
Yeah. That could be it, though. Some people probably do have unfinished business that they need to finish before they can,
move on.
Take that weight off their shoulders and move on and live peacefully.
Yeah. I do believe that, like, at least 50% of at least 50% of the spirits are demons, though.
Oh, 100% yes.
Yeah. They're just fucking around sometimes.
Dude, I don't think I'd ever want to come into contact with a demon.
No, you don't. You don't. They may not physically hurt you. Like, they could, hurt you, but it's not like I don't even know how to
But that's not
it.
true.
They're not going to sit there and...
There's that show called Ghost Adventures, and the main guy, Zach, apparently, I don't know if it's true, I think it might be though, he was dealing with like a demonic entity, I guess, and the demonic entity like ruined his vision. He now wears glasses, and he has to wear glasses.
Right.
Like, you can search that.
I'm saying they're not, like, okay, so back to the Sam Colby and their whole, like, paranormal investigation crap. When they were first doing YouTube, they went to, like, some Satan's Castle or, like, some KKK group or whatever. And did you watch the video where they, like, went up to the castle? I'll link it down below for anyone who wants to see it. But
oh, yeah. And those random people showed up?
And they didn't show up. They just walked out of the freaking castle that was abandoned, and they turned the cross upside down and then threw it at them.
Yeah, and then
when
Colby
it landed,
Colby had scratches all down his back.
Yeah. Yeah, but when they threw it, they almost hit him, right? And so they looked at the cross, and it was like it had stakes all over it. And then that's when Colby was like, bro, my back is like burning. So, like, I do believe that a demonic entity can somehow hurt you. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe they can kill you.
No. Definitely not.
They can drive you mad.
They can definitely
and make
hurt
yourself
you,
die.
like, really badly, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I believe that. Because
it depends on how much power they have.
Right. And how long they're attached to you and how much power you give it.
Yeah.
Like, this one that was attached to me for, like, a week. Or no, it was, like, 2 weeks, right? Yeah, it was 2 weeks. I couldn't sleep. I used to have night terrors of, like, my siblings killing me and, like, my family killing me, and I, like, couldn't get away from them. And I would always be in, like, a very dark place of, like, going back to, like, my depression phases and, like, not wanting to go into work and, like, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was mentally, psychologically messing me up.
It's so weird, though, that they have the power to do that to people. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, that's so nutty to me.
Let me just tell you something right now. The entire time you've been telling this story, you have been glitching the entire time.
Hello?
Like, the audio keeps glitching. You just, like, cut out for a little bit. This is why.
Dude, we've been dealing with issues all day today.
I know, all day. I need to stage my apartment.
I mean, there's nothing in my house. I know there isn't. I don't feel anything here.
I know. Maybe it's... I don't know. Maybe it's just, like, the internet and everything.
It could be.
But, like,
it's been pretty faulty lately.
That's true.
But I'm also using my phone and my laptop at the same time. So...
I don't know, because earlier we were just talking on the phone. And, like, WhatsApp wasn't working.
Yeah, but WhatsApp's been weird.
Should we blame it on retrograde?
Yes. Do it.
We're blaming it on retrograde. I'm still saging my apartment, but still. There's nothing bad here.
No, there's nothing bad here either.
Right. I just think it's weird how every single time we talk about stuff like this, our phones always glitch.
Yeah, remember when we were talking about it on stereo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And it started cutting in and out, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like that. I'm done talking about those experiences. Just kidding.
Okay.
I have more.
I was about to say.
This is just the beginning. It's the tip of the iceberg.
So should we do mine?
Yes.
Long story.
Yeah, because I only
goodness
have a short one
gracious.
after that.
Okay. I don't even know where to start with this one, just because
I might just take my headphones off for this one because I'm gonna be scared not to be able to do it.
I first off do not like talking about this one, just because of like how real everything was, and this is as close as I've come to like a spirit messing up my life, like touching me and like feeling its full energy and like stuff like that.
Are we talking about Bark Bark?
Yes, we're talking about Bark Bark.
She's talking about it, guys.
We need to go on Brennan's show on Sus.
Yes.
You want to talk about scary life experiences?
This is it.
Like I've had plenty, but this takes the cake so far. Right, okay. So set the scene. This was not last Christmas, the Christmas prior, so 2019. Yes, 2019. Pre-COVID. We went to my granny and papa's house. They had moved from Austin to Nacogdoches. Nacogdoches is a very small town. I came to find out that night that we were driving that they lived across from a cemetery. Didn't think anything of it, right? Because I was like, oh, that's really cool. I can take some cool photos. Like, it's very eerie, like all that stuff. Like, it's awesome because that's in the time when I was fully into like Sam and Colby's like paranormal investigation.
Is it weird that I find cemeteries quite calming and peaceful?
Same.
Okay.
Same.
I thought I was the only weird one.
When I was younger, I used to be terrified of them. I don't know what it was when I was younger, but I would literally walk up to the gate and I would just... This feeling that I'm going to describe now is the same feeling I would get when I was younger walking up to a cemetery.
Jeez.
And that car honking in the background is just a notification from the universe saying that this is all fucking true.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So we got there and I spent like a good week there. I think I had like all week off for Christmas. And so I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 days. It wasn't a full week. Anyways, so we got there and it was just me and the kids first. And we were spending time with each other. My mom had work until like the day before Christmas Eve. So the 23rd. So she drove up there the 23rd. And this was the time when I wasn't really... When me and my mom were trying to like work through our situation. And I was trying to get back on the same level of like talking to her and being just like, you know, open and like okay with everything that happened between her and my stepfather. And same thing with my stepfather. Like I'm still trying to get on the same page of like trying to talk to him and like all that such. Part of growing up. So it was a very emotional time. And like I said prior, I get very emotional when it comes to family things, and there was a lot of heated tension just like all around. So whenever they got there, this was around Jace's birthday, which he's the 26th, so day after Christmas, or yeah, day after Christmas. So his birthday, there was a lot of tension during his birthday, but I know the night prior I kept having weird dreams. This was Christmas Day, and I kept waking up and seeing things. Like I thought I saw a figure at one point, like standing over my bed watching me.
That's the creepiest thing, man. Don't watch
in
me
the
sleep,
room.
man.
I know. In the room that I was staying in. But I would, like, close my eyes because I was so tired, and then my brain would be like, no, there's someone there, and I would wake up, and it would be gone.
Jesus.
And then I would fall back asleep, and then, like, 2 minutes later, I'd, like, shoot up wide awake. And I'd look at the time, 3:30 right on the dot.
I hate waking up at 3 in the morning.
Right. I didn't think anything of it because I was like, oh, my night terrors are back. Like, I'm with family. Like, it just happens, you know, holidays. Like, it brings a lot of stress on people, whatever. It kept happening over and over. Like, to the point where one night I was so scared to fall asleep because I didn't want to wake up and see the figure. Well, I ended up waking up, and I thought I saw the closet door fully open and someone step out.
I just got goosebumps. Oh,
I know. I remember being so terrified that I, like, stood there and just kept watching the door and, like, trying to see in the middle of the darkness. And I just remember just being paralyzed, and I was like, just close your eyes. So I, like, closed my eyes, and I opened them again, and the door was shut, and there was nothing there. And I was just like, oh my fucking God. I was like, thank God. The next day I was, like, going home. Like, I was so ready for it. And, like, I didn't think anything of it. But just to give you a little hint, like, that room was right across from the cemetery. The window that was in that room overlooked the cemetery. And I would also see in the middle of the night, like, I think it's just windy outside it's just windy outside. My glass keeps, like, rattling on my door.
Yeah, it's definitely the wind.
But I remember watching, like, the curtains move at one point. Like a wind came through.
But the window was closed?
The window was closed. The AC was turned off.
Damn it.
Yeah. So I remember just, like, being terrified. And then I was like, okay, like, I'm going home, whatever. It was probably just, like, I did not think anything of it. I didn't think about the graveyard. I didn't think about the attachments. But this was also a point in my life where I was, what my medium said is, like, my hormones have been stabilized, like, I'm finally in a stable place in my life financially, like, mentally, all that, like, family-wise, all that stuff, right? And she was saying how when that happens, like, since I had all of these things that happened to me when I was younger, but then automatically they stopped. She was saying most of the time it does, and it doesn't come back for some people, but it does come back for others. But it's, when it happens like that, it will cut off during the time period where you're, like, a teenager. Like, all of your hormones and everything are out of whack, and your body's trying to, like, realign it. There's only a select few that it doesn't turn off. But for me, it was turning back on, and I was, like, 24 at the time. And she was like, yeah, this is right around the age where you're going to see a lot more stuff.
Jesus, I thank you.
She was like, if you are empathic, like I know you are, and you are, like, very open to that stuff, and, like, you're one of the people they're going to come to.
Mm.
So that's what I found out during the reading. But speed up to I get home, and I just, like, can't sleep. There's days where I'm, like, tossing and turning, having nightmares. I have night terrors of, like, my little siblings killing me and, like, trapping me in my room and literally, like, murder scene killing me. Like, taking a knife and breaking down the door and, like, coming through, like, with the, what is the movie called? I always forget the
Shining?
name. Yeah, with The Shining. Where he takes, like, a freaking axe and breaks down the damn door.
He is like, Johnny's here. Something like that.
Yeah, but it was my siblings, and I remember one distinct dream was.
Oh no, he says, "Here comes Johnny."
Yeah. I've only seen it once.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry.
It was honestly not that great of or not that scary of a movie.
Really
I thought it was gonna be terrifying because everyone's like, "Oh, The Shining is a classic horror," and it's not that bad.
It's a classic, but it's not. Like,
Scary.
it was probably a horror back then.
Probably.
But now we have, like, CGI, and, like, we can see things coming out of mirrors that actually look real.
Yeah, I don't think you.
So
I don't do horror movies.
Love horror movies. Love horror movies. Did not like this ghost. Okay, so back to the story. My dreams were, I remember one distinct one was Mason and I were in my bedroom, and I remember Maddie like pretty much chopping down the door with a butcher's knife, and her just being like possessed. And I like was screaming at her to stop, and I was like, Maddie, stop, like, I'm your sister, you're going to kill me, like, you need to put the knife down, like, all that stuff. And I remember turning around, and Mason ended up being possessed, and he had like a knife in his hand, and he was like trying to kill me too.
Bye.
So I like kept having that reoccurring dream, and to the point where I would wake up and be scared to like even be around them. And good thing that I was home alone, because my stepmom, Karen, she was dating someone at the time, or they're married now, but she was at his place. So I was home alone this entire time. Just to let you know, I came back from Nacogdoches and I came home to no one. So that week, you know, by myself in the house, had the ghost upstairs, which prior to this, you know, the friendly rocking chair ghost, the old gentleman who was upstairs.
Do you ever get his name?
He wasn't active, no.
No.
He was not active when I came home. Usually he's like mad that he was left in the house by himself or whatever, kind of like a dog. But I came home and it was like dead silent.
Ugh.
Like you could just feel the silence. And I remember the trash can opening and closing a couple times, and I remember turning around and like saying, bro, if you want to come sit down, I'm watching TV, like this is what we're watching today. But it kept doing it. Usually it would stop. But it like but it was slow this time. It wasn't like, it was like open, shut, open, shut. And I was like, what the fuck? And I would always get this feeling of like being so scared to turn around. And
well, normally you wouldn't, right?
Normally I wouldn't. No. So I just ignored it because I was like, whatever, I have to go to work. But I remember one day, it was like prior to New Year's Eve, my best friend Alice was in town. I remember getting up and making breakfast so that I could go to work. And I just remember this huge bang on the back of my mom's wall, which is where the stove is. And I was like, what the hell? Because I was like, okay, I have everything packed, like everything's clean. I'll clean this pan like once I come home, because I had eggs, so like I don't clean it right away. I usually just set it in the sink, but it was hot, so I left it on the stove. And I remember saying, okay, lights are off and I'm gonna go to work now. So I grab my bag, and as soon as I grab my bag and say I'm going to work now, bam. And I was like, what the fuck was that?
Someone called Jesus.
I was like, dude. And so I was like, okay, I'm leaving. So I like sprinted out of the house. And I like locked the door and everything. And as I was leaving, when I was closing the door, you just heard another bang on the wall.
You're mad you were leaving.
I don't fucking know. But it is now New Year's Eve. Me and my best friend are going out. I don't really think anything of it. I thought it was just like the older guy being mad at me, and like the bangs on the wall, or like him just like not talking or whatever. But I remember that entire time as well, that like getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, like because I have to pee every 2 seconds, I was terrified to walk into the restroom. Like, I don't know what it was. And I was like, okay, maybe this ghost is like really mad at me because like everyone was gone. I was like, I don't know.
Didn't you and your sister say something about the curtains in the washroom or the pipes or something like that?
Oh, shit.
And then I was like, oh, maybe it's just a pipe ghost. Remember?
No. The curtains moved. That's right.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, I'm getting there. That's right, because Alice told me. That's right, because something happened when Alice was there too. So New Year's Eve came. Alice was in town because she's from the UK, so she flew in. She came over to my place, and we were all just like, Maddie wasn't there, but I know No, that was after New Year's. Okay, so New Year's Eve, we're just going to start here. I get all my stuff. I go straight to the hotel where Alice is. We get ready for New Year's Eve. We go out, have a blast, like whatever. I drop her off. We come home, or I come home, and I just automatically pass out. Okay, like, didn't think anything of it. I was drunk. Like, I just wanted to go to bed. The next morning is when shit started hitting the fan. I
New
woke
Year,
up.
bitches.
Yeah, I woke up to some overwhelming feeling of needing to look outside my window, my bedroom window, for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't ever do this. I usually just flip the blinds open and like walk out and like start doing my day. I had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to look outside the bedroom window. The bedroom window is facing front of the house, which you can see everything. The front lawn, the opposite street, the other houses, like all that stuff, and where my car is parked, right? I kid you not. Dead straight where my eyes, like if you're facing forward in my front window, you can see straight ahead, and there's like a little water turn-off valve.
Mm-hmm.
And our volleyball was sitting right there. Like center of my vision. Straight vision.
Yep.
This volleyball, let me tell you, like I said, I was home alone all week. Okay? Not once did I go into what we call Florida room, the sunroom, which is where our volleyballs are. We have not touched that volleyball since summer. Okay? I called Maddie because I was like, okay, maybe the neighbors freaking like
Just tossed it over because they had it
Right?
or something. Yeah.
Right. Maybe Maddie hid it over and like didn't go get it until now. And I was like, that ball was not there all week long. And I was like, maybe Maddie's home, right? Maybe she's playing a prank on me or whatever. No one was home. I checked the whole house. I called Maddie, I took a picture, I sent it to her, and I was like, is that ours? And she was like, yeah, what is it doing over there? And I was like, please tell me you like gave it to one of the neighborhood kids. And she was like, no, we haven't touched it since summer. And I was like, oh my fucking God. So just to make sure it was ours, I went to the Florida room and I opened the blind and I looked at the bed where we put it on and it was gone.
Because it was in your front lawn.
Because it was in the front lawn. That was ours. I walked over, I grabbed it, I chunked it into the back of my car, and I was like, whatever, I have plans with Alice, like, I just need to go. So we ended up going to the farm that day where Maddie and Mason were, and we were riding go-karts and everything. Well, we were walking the trails prior, and I was telling Maddie about it, and she was like, I need to tell you something. And I was like, what? I was thinking, oh, she's going to tell me it was like some prank or whatever, right? She goes, the other day, prior to Christmas, she was in the bathroom and she was doing something, and all of a sudden the curtain in our shower just moved. And I was like, okay, well, it can't be. I was thinking the whole time it's like the guy upstairs, right? The guy in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
And Alice goes, oh yeah, that happened to me the other day when I was there. And I was like, what
So
are you talking
nonchalant.
about?
Yeah, it just happened.
Nonchalant. And she was like, yeah, I just figured it was like the wind or like your AC kicking on or whatever. And I was like, Alice, we don't even have an AC vent in there. And she was like, yeah, I tried not to think about it.
I tried just not to think about it.
And she was like, yeah, I was sitting on the loo, like going to the bathroom, and it kind of just moved. And she was like, very hard too. And I was like, and you didn't tell me this?
Yeah.
I picked her up after I came back from Christmas. So this was after the attachment was attached to me.
Yeah.
And Maddie's was prior, so maybe hers was like, because whenever you close the door, it like ripples the shower curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And Maddie was saying she was just standing there, so I don't know what happened there. But when Alice said it, I was like, I don't know about that. And so we started talking about it, and I told her about the volleyball, and Alice was like, bro, no volleyball, because how our sunroom is that it is in the back of our house where our gated backyard is, and the fence is like, what, a 7-foot tall fence, so it's a privacy fence. The latch on the door is broken, so you can only open it from the inside. And since I was home alone, the 2 back doors were locked. We have doggy doors because we have Bandit, the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here comes the bark, non-female. All right. So, the back door to enter to the house is locked as well. I do not go back there. Just because, like, at the time, Bandit, or not Bandit, but Karen's husband would bring over his dogs, and they had fleas, so our entire backyard was covered in them. And she hadn't treated yet, so I didn't want to go back there and get eaten alive, so I just stayed away.
Yeah.
Okay. In order to get the ball to the front yard where it would have to come off of the bed, through the back doors, over the fence, roll up our lawn, and sit directly where that water shutoff valve is, which is directly in my line of sight when I open my windows. Thank God we have cameras. But also not thank God. I didn't watch them that day.
Have you watched
them?
them?
I remember I did. After everything happened and after I saged the house, I went back and watched them. And I kid you not, this is why I cannot stand, like, telling the story. Because watching... We'll get to that in a minute. So, Alice and I were talking about it. I scheduled a reading with my medium. And I was like, I need to tell you something. Alice wants to get her reading done. Are you free? She was like, yes, come over at, like, such and such time. I went back to the house in between the reading and, like, going out to dinner. And I kid you not, I had this huge, like, weight pressed on me the entire time. Just, like, on my chest. And I was like, Alice, we have to leave. Like, I just can't be in here right now. And she was like, yeah, it's kind of like a creepy, eerie feeling, right? So we left, went to the reading. She told me that I had an attachment to me. She told me that it's a very serious attachment, that he was trying to ruin my life, that I had been having night terrors, and that was part of it, that he was trying to get me so exhausted and so mentally drained and, like, depressed that I could start tearing down everything that I just built. All of my career success, all of my family success, everything that I had just built, he wanted to tear down. And, like, pretty much destroy me, right? So I was freaking out. She was telling me I had to go home right away. I needed to sage as soon as I got home. Like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, she was like, she even had to sage whenever I left. She was like, sage your car, sage your front lawn. And I was like, my front lawn? She was like, he's a shapeshifter. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And she was like, he turns into a dog.
Jesus Christ. Bye.
Quote unquote, our doggy doors, and how the hell he got the volleyball out.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. After the reading, we went out to eat because I was starving.
You were supposed to go home and sage, by the way. How dare you go home or how dare you go eat?
We went home. I went home and I saged. But I remember telling Alice, I was like, I don't want to drop you off yet. I want to sage the house, like, and then go take you home. Like, I'm scared to go back inside.
Yeah.
After knowing everything I did and her just telling me that I was, like, that I was right to be scared of him.
Yeah.
As soon as I pulled up to that driveway, didn't I call you? And I was like, can you just stay on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I called Anna, and I was like, please just stay on the phone with me. Like, I am just so scared to go in. Alice will not go in with me. Like, I'm just home by myself. I'm scared to go in.
Yeah, I remember that.
I unlocked the door, and I kid you not, I felt like someone was pushing on it.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that.
My door is not hard. Like, it's hard to unlock, but as soon as you click it open, it just, like, folds out. Right. It did not do this.
Because
like I had to push it open.
Because it knew what you were coming in to do.
Right. Same with my bedroom door. My bedroom door is one of the easiest doors to open. And the freaking, like, latch got stuck. I got the sage, and as soon as I grabbed the sage, I wanted to cry. Like, I just had this huge, overwhelming fear. Like, I was shaking, and, like, I couldn't light it. I couldn't think properly. Because you have to think about, like, positive moments.
Yeah.
I kept shaking and, like, wanting to cry this entire time. And, like, walking in each room with, like, fear.
Didn't you walk into your mom's room at one point when you were doing the sage?
I said no. I said, hell no, I'm not walking in there. There was
one point where... Were we on the phone with someone else then? I feel like we were on the phone with someone else, and you're like, tell me if this room has bad vibes. And I was like, yeah. I think we were on the phone with Emma, actually. Emma and someone else.
Was that the same week?
I think so.
Bro, I don't even know sometimes. That entire house is just weird.
Yeah.
That's the other access is in my mom's room. The other attic access was in there.
Yeah.
So anyways, I did not sage her room.
No.
Or no, maybe I did.
Honestly, I don't remember.
I don't either now. But I saged the entire house. I saged the garage. I saged the driveways. I saged my car, the front yard, the backyard.
The doggy doors.
Like, everything. It took me a good, like, 20 to 30 minutes to do all this shit. And as soon as I walked to the front door and said, you need to now leave, you are no longer welcome here, it was like this huge, just like, weight dropped off of me. And I just, like, wanted to break down crying.
Jesus.
And I just remember being like, he's still here, but he's not on my property. He's, like, standing on the other side. Like, I can still picture him to this day. And, like, what he was wearing, what he looks like everything. Yeah, I dropped off Alice, like, all that stuff happened. I came home, I felt much better. I got, like, a great night's sleep. The next day I cleaned everything. But, yeah, a couple days later I watched the footage. And I was just like, I'm still astounded at what I saw.
You
so
never
we
showed
have...
me the footage. I'm sad.
No. I don't know why I didn't show you. I think because it took me so long to figure out how to freaking work the thing.
Probably.
And once I watched it, like, I just couldn't believe what I saw.
Yeah.
I literally watched... So we don't have one in the backyard, but we have the camera in the front yard. And it faces the entire, like, front yard and, like, half the street. I just see a ball roll up a hill across the street and plop itself down. That's it.
Bish bad.
Like, rolled as in being pushed, rolled. It wasn't floating or anything. Like a dog had it in its mouth.
Like
it was being, like, pushed. So it'd, like, roll and then roll. Jeez. I couldn't... I still, to this day, cannot believe it. And I physically saw it. That ball had to be rolled off the bed, through the doggy doors, pushed up over the fence, over the hill, because our front yard is like a little hill. So there's no way the freaking ball could be, like, thrown over and just, like, roll down.
Yeah.
It's an uphill.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my most terrifying experience. And, like, I can't even say the name.
Yeah.
Or else I feel like he's just gonna, like, pop up.
Come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's not here anymore.
No.
If he was, this apartment is small enough, I would have known.
Yeah, 100%.
But I've saged this place, like, multiple times. Oh, look at this. The internet's going to shit again. I just heard the beep.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm having a bad signal.
But yeah, that is my terrifying experience.
Jesus.
That's why I will not mess with the Ouija board. Before this experience, I debated on if I should.
No. Never.
After that, I know
I
I
don't
get
think I'd ever
attachments.
touch one. to the work.
You need to. Yeah, no. I get attachments so easy now that I'm just like, if I go anywhere, I'm always like, I need to be very like zen about everything. I need to like do meditation. I need to wear crystals. Like, I carry a black crystal around with me just because of that.
See, I'm more of a rosary kind of a girl.
Well, I mean, it's whatever you believe in. I just believe crystals have a lot of energy in them.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Do you have another ghost story?
Yeah. So, let me stretch my fingers for this one. Just kidding. In September, I think it was September, I went for a girls' weekend to a cottage with my best friend, a friend, and then someone who I'm not friends with anymore. And my best friend and I were sharing a room, and so I can't English. We were sharing a wall with the other two girls, but we were on the other side of like the cottage, if that makes sense. And so I don't remember what night this was, but I woke up one night in the middle of the night. Okay, and when I go to sleep, I sleep with the doors closed because I don't like doors open. Because God forbid something is standing in the doorway, I freak out.
Yeah,
So we were sleeping with
closets.
Closets and doors, I don't like them open. They need to stay closed. Luckily, this room didn't have a closet in it. But what I do remember now is that there was a mirror facing the bed, which is a big no-no.
Oh, God, no.
But yeah, there was a mirror facing the bed. But I remember waking up at like, I don't even know, like 4 in the morning. And the door to the room was open.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. When you told me this.
And so I was like, what? Why is that? Like, did maybe Laura left it open when she went to the washroom, like, in the middle of the night? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe she didn't close it properly. I don't know. But then I woke up again, and the door was closed. But Laura didn't go anywhere that night, like, later on, throughout that little period of time, of, like, maybe an hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was talking to Laura about it, and she kind of just, like, that's creepy. And then I talked to someone else about it.
Okay, so none of her friends that she was friends with and her friend now, like, believe in that stuff.
No. I think Laura does, but I don't think the other two do. I think Laura does only because she's had, like, experiences with her no-no.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the other two, I don't know about the other two, but one for sure doesn't, because when I was telling them about it, she was like, I mean, you were drunk last night. Probably just, you know, a drunk thing. And I was like, no, like, I remember waking up and the door being open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wide open. Like, I saw the chair and the sliding doors.
Yeah, you don't just make that shit up.
No.
Like, why would you in the first place?
Exactly. Like, why would I freak myself out over that? Yeah. And I was like, maybe it was just a very vivid dream, but I was like, no, I remember going and waking up and being terrified to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, like, what a vivid dream is like.
Well, sometimes, but it's not like that because in dreams, you just don't fall back asleep.
No, exactly. And, like, this time I did, and I woke up and the door was closed again.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
God,
I was told that I was drunk,
happens.
and that's what was the reason why the door was open.
So, whenever she called me and Courtney about this, right, I asked her, I was like, well, is the place, like, a haunted area, right? We Googled this. The lighthouse that she was staying next to is haunted.
Which you guys didn't actually tell me about that, because I was like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, no. Oh, that's... We didn't, did we?
No, because I didn't want to hear about it.
Did we research this?
I think you guys did. Because
Courtney and
I
I
think
did.
that day, I think that was the day that we went to the lighthouse.
Yes, and we were like, oh my God, tell us when you're done with the lighthouse and, like, when you get back home because we have some ish to tell you.
Dude,
And we
lighthouses are
researched
always
it.
haunted.
In the lighthouse area, not just the lighthouse, but the lighthouse area that she was in with all the houses in it, all the, like, Airbnbs or whatever you want to call them, they were all haunted. They all had things popping up, like people telling, doors opening, seeing apparitions, like all that stuff.
I mean, it generally didn't have a bad vibe to it. I fell
Right.
through the deck. My chair fell through the deck. It was just like very weak wood, I guess, because like the deck had like bits and pieces that were really weak and like old.
This tells you how old the place is.
And so my chair fell through the deck, but I mean like that was just weak wood.
Yeah, but that just goes to
anyone,
show that that's how old the place was.
Yeah, it was old. There was no bad vibes there though.
No,
like even I think I was more scared of like the fact that the door was open and I don't know why it was open, but not scared because I felt something there.
Right. So
because I was like, something opened it, but what opened it?
Right. And like I don't think, besides the bark, I haven't had like these horrible experiences. Like, yes, there's feelings that I get from things that I'm just like, okay, like you can stay over there. But even when I picked up the spirit from the naval ship in Corpus Christi, like, he just came back with me. Like, maybe he just wanted to travel. Maybe I looked like one of his ex-lovers or whatever. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Well, guys, if you want to hear some of those stories that did not make it to Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube, go to our Patreon down below.
Check it out.
Check it out, because those are our stories, guys.
What are yours?
Leave a comment down below.
I'm
Remember
to hear 'em.
Oh my god, yes. Please tell us. We want to read them. We want to read them and react to them.
And shit my pants, because I'm probably scared. That's okay. I'm a scaredy cat.
She's scaredy cat. Me, I'm like interested in it until it turns demonic.
Like, I'm interested in it, but I'm scared of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch some One Tree Hill before I go to bed now.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
I need to watch like some K&J or something.
K&J, yes.
K&J.
Nail it.
But yeah, follow our Patreon down below, support us. Remember, you get access to early podcasts, more content that we don't talk about in our normal podcast, and you get live Q&As, and hopefully soon, whenever we figure out all the merchandise stuff, we will add in merch. What's the word? What are we doing for the word?
I came up with the last one.
Okay. I guess I need to do it. If you would like a free piece of merch from us, either a wine glass, a t-shirt, a hoodie, or a jumper, sweater, go ahead and put the phrase bark non-female in one of the YouTube comments. You can share this podcast if you're on Apple or Spotify, because I'm not too sure if it lets you comment on those.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Go ahead and share it through your social media, tag us in it, and put bark non-female, or you can use the dog emoji and then the X sign and then the girl sign, whatever you want to do, or the non-female sign, which is a guy, or whatever. Be creative. Tag us in your social medias with that. We will be watching out for that to announce our next winner for our giveaway. Follow us on all the other social media links. Stay tuned for tomorrow for our reviews. And we'll see you next Saturday, guys.
Catch us on the stereo for some live podcasts.
Yes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday for live podcast. Comment your things, DM us if you want us to talk about anything.
Yeah. Send us your questions.
Yep. But until next time,
we'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Peace. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.